Give me the rundown real quickly. You like blind, Sabonis, rebounds and assists over tomorrow versus the Pelicans. What's the cap?
Yeah, so like in my Pokemon nerd thing, like I always think about Sengun, Sabonis, and Jokic as like Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, right? And Jokic just crushes Valanciunas. Like I said, he had when I gave out the triple double the other day, he had six. That's his sixth triple double in these last 8 games. Sabonis, in his last 2 games against Valanciunas, also has back-to-back triple doubles. So he's had, and then even besides that, in the prior games, he's assisted the ball pretty well. But he's also recorded a decent amount of rebounds. So he's averaging, kind of in that time frame, double-digit boards, and he's closing in on like about 9 assists per game, 8.5, 9 assists per game. So I like the RA. I think that we'll probably get it at a good number, probably like 17.5 maybe. And then as for the triple-double, I think that the odds are just going to be there. I'm not sure where exactly we're going to be looking at, maybe like a plus 500 or so. And I think that it's a good spot considering Val kind of struggles in these matchups against these centers that can not only rebound the basketball, but facilitate out of the post. And that's part of why I like this cap here. And I think that the number is just a little bit too long, or it's going to be a little bit too long for a guy who has back-to-back triple doubles in this matchup.
I kind of go like I don't like this one. I'll say this: I don't like this one. I think in part the reason I don't like it is I consider Jonas Valanciunas to be Blastoise, and so he's got a hardy shell and is able to hit cannons, and so I think this is actually I just think Joker. I think you're not wrong in that like Şengün, Sabonis, Jokic are all similar types of playmaker centers. I think the difference is the muscle and power that Jokic brings to the table is so much greater than Sabonis, which is slightly more, I think, at this point than Şengün. Şengün's actually impressed me a lot with like how he has leveled up in terms of strength. Like that was a really big issue for me going back was like, oh, like how good is he versus like is he going to be able to play center consistently given how light he is? And it's funny because like you look at Şengün and he's not like jacked, right? His arms aren't like shaped and muscled, but if you look at him, if you watch him play, you're just like, oh, he had like a shit ton of core strength. Like he's got so much more power from midsection through his thighs. And that power really helps, I think, when you're guarding and playing against these guys. That said, JV's a tank. Like he's a tank.
Huge. He's huge.
And so
I
yeah. Good.
No, I would say part of why I like this spot though, just generally with Sabonis is I know the Kings obviously play faster, and I think that matters. But then also, even if he's not necessarily lined up against Valanciunas 1-to-1, he's getting like these minutes against Zion, who is just, we know is not a great rebounder either. So you have the opportunity for him to really like kind of like outskill, I think, both of these guys, like in terms of what his finesse is. And I think that matters because like the rebounds are a counting stat and the assists are just a court vision thing. And with De'Aaron Fox, we know that his assists spike up. And that Kings offense just overall is a lot better when Fox is on the floor.
Well, I don't know if this is something you know as well, Joe, but in the games that in the games that Fox was out this year, ironically, Sabonis's rebounds went down. Maybe that has a role with the pace, but the games that Fox has been in, the rebounds are way up. So I don't know if that caught your eye as well, but I was just glancing over it, doing the work this time. I noticed that. So
that's definitely something I noticed, and I think part of it has to do with the fact that he's not necessarily he's facilitating a little bit more out of the low post. So I think he's able to kind of get a couple more rebounds and try to generate some more offense here for the team as you can kind of kick out on a fast break or something like that.